Today I'm going to get into Instagram and how to beat the algorithm. Instagram has grown to be one of the most important players in sports marketing and media. But just like any other platform, Instagram has developed its algorithm that allows them to serve their users better. Now the question is, how can athletes and influencers beat this? Instagram is one of the most sophisticated platforms in the digital marketing industry today. And because of how important their role is in the sports marketing and media sector, the social media network has developed its algorithm that helps them serve their users better and challenges athletes to rise to the occasion. Hey guys, welcome to Creatitive. Here we use our passion for the game to change the game. Every week we talk about solutions that can truly change the business of sports. Today we'll be talking about Instagram and its effect on sports marketing and the media realm. Revolutionize the game, and don't forget to tackle that subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on anything in the future. There's no denying that if you want to grow and influence your brand in the sporting industry, you need to know how to beat the leading social media channel's algorithm. Unfortunately, that's a lot tougher than it sounds. Back then, only Google had the challenging algorithm that brands needed to know how to beat. But things have changed. Instagram has its own algorithm now, and it's challenging every single sports influencer in the game to step up their game. So how do you beat Instagram's algorithm? Let's start with the basics. Understanding the sports realm with Instagram. Even before social media and the internet became important to the sports market, traditional media has always been there. The sporting industry didn't become the giant that they are now without the extra assistance that TV and print media gave them. Advertising has allowed them to spread their reach outside the playing field. Media gives athletes the major influence they now enjoy. At the core, sports marketing and media are basically inseparable, only this time the channels and the ways of communicating have changed. Instead of just using traditional formats, we have the internet and social media. It offers like Instagram, we have Twitter, YouTube like this video, and many more. And because of the important role they play in today's market, they're challenging athletes to step up their game with them by changing their algorithm on a constant basis. So how do you grow these crazy followings that you see online? Because of the growing influence Instagram has in the digital marketing sector, they found ways to serve their users better. As a result, brands are forced to change the way they create content and engage with their following. Now, here's the important question. How do you beat the algorithm? Well, it's simple. Understand the algorithm and actually beat it. Understanding the key changes within Instagram's new algorithm is crucial to beating it. Now, there are 4 major things about the algorithm that you need to keep in mind. First is that Instagram keeps tabs on what users love. If you're someone that frequents the app the same way that your audience does, you've probably noticed that once you like a certain content on the platform, it does its best to show it to you again in the future. This is because Instagram keeps tabs of what users engage with. The Instagram keeps in mind what content users love. It uses the data it has gathered from its users to predict the kind of content they should see on their newsfeed. Observing your engagement. Another thing that Instagram does is that it keeps tabs of users' engagements. It likes people to be on the page longer. The more impressions you leave to a user, the higher chances of you getting into their important category. Instagram's algorithm uses the engagement of users to identify the kinds of content they want to see more of, similar to keeping tabs of what they like. Anytime that they like or comment on a post, Instagram's algorithm makes note of this. So if you want to make sure that your content shows up in the feed of your audience, you need to keep engagement in mind. Look at your competitors' engagement. Find out which posts work for them. That's probably a good starting point. As a social media platform, Instagram wants to show the best and the latest to their users. So they keep time in mind when curating photos to show on their feeds. Make sure to note what time your audiences are most likely to go online. And since measuring this can be difficult, you can use Instagram's accounts statistics to observe your metrics. You need to keep frequency and consistency in mind. If you post often and your audiences check Instagram often, the higher chances of them seeing your newer post. Again, Instagram is prioritizing fresh content. So those who don't always scroll on the app get to see highlights or popular content from their favorite brands. So, after all that talk, how do you beat the algorithm? Now that we know some of the more key factors that Instagram's algorithm makes note of, how do we actually beat it? Well, you need to keep these two things in mind: engagement and frequency. Post often, watch your posts, watch your engagement. Make sure you're hitting the right audience with the right voice, tone, messaging, creatives. As we mentioned earlier, if you want to be the first thing that your audience sees, you need to engage with them. Keep in mind that Instagram's algorithm prioritizes the content users love and engagement. If you want the algorithm to favor you, you need to catch the attention of your audiences. Focus on your strategy. Focus on your marketing. You need to leave a lasting impression on them that pursues them to engage not just with your content, but with your offerings. Now, let's talk about frequency. Users often only encounter ads when they've spent ample time scrolling through the Instagram feed. If you plan to launch ads or hope that your audience sees more of your content, then you need to keep them scrolling. So here are some other tips on growing your Instagram following. Now that we know the two key factors to beating the Instagram's algorithm, let's get a little more specific on the tactics you need to keep in mind. The first thing that I want you to keep note of is engaging within 60 minutes of receiving your first comment. Let's say you posted a little photo for today, and within a few minutes you were able to get a comment. Should you ignore it? No, please don't. Make the time to create a reply and engage with your fan base. Your quick response will give a signal to the algorithm that it should be boosted. You need to post regularly. These tips should be considered common sense already, but we'll say it again. Regular posting matters to Instagram's algorithm, not just for consistency, but so you can check engagement, hashtags, and your content and see what is working. The more time you take off the app, the less chances of your content being seen. Additionally, it helps building consistency so that your audiences always have something to look forward to. If you think that posting every day can be a little much, we suggest posting around 3 times a week, maybe Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to start, and then boosting it up from there as you grow and you grow your team. Hashtags. The new algorithm can now detect if an account is being spammy through the amount of hashtags they're using. Well, this fact has been up for a while now. A lot of people still tend to spam posts with hashtags. And if Instagram's algorithm starts to figure out that you're being spammy, they'll limit your reach. Stick by a sweet number of 5 hashtags per post. While there's no actual proof that 5 hashtags is the right number, A lot of brands and influencers seem to abide by this rule. Avoid using the same hashtags. Another thing that the algorithm keeps in mind are the hashtags that you actually use. Avoid looking like a bot or a spammy account. You need to mix it up. Use large, medium, and small hashtags. A lot like keywords in Google, hashtags are a great way to test audiences, visibility, and engagement. And also, just like Google, make use of geotags. Instagram's algorithm also loves featuring content that makes use of famous geotag locations, but be wary of trying to fool their algorithm. Instagram now uses recognition software when picking out which posts to use. You want to leverage the features. Over the recent years, Instagram has updated its features to offer more ways to engage users. From story highlights, to polls, to chats, their own e-commerce platform that you can integrate into Instagram, and even Reels. There are hundreds of ways that you can keep your followers engaged on the app. So don't be afraid to explore all of these new features and figure out a way that you can incorporate them into your social media marketing strategy. While it may be true that you hear beating the algorithm is easy, to be fair, it takes time, work, and dedication, especially if you're posting regularly. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't keep at it. You can always seek the help of professionals like us at Creatitive for social media marketing tips and how to grow your following. We hope you guys loved today's video, and if you want to learn more about the great solutions that can truly change the game, don't forget to tackle that subscribe button and that notification bell. Now, this is Zach with Creatitive, where business is our sport.